Hello and welcome to Reaching Out channel. The topic I wanted to cover today was blood transfusions, which was one of the reasons why we stopped going to Jehovah's Witness meetings in January 2014. It all goes back to when I was having my baby 7 years ago, and I was sent to see the consultant because I was classified as a high risk patient, being a Jehovah's Witness. When I went in to see my consultant, I took in my hospital pack that I'd been provided by the congregation, and the consultant, he explained to me that the sheet I had with all the blood alternatives on, some of the things on there he wouldn't even use himself because they'd do me more harm than good. And we had a really good discussion, and he recommended that I go to see the blood transfusion service because they look after the cell salvage machine, and she would be able to give me some more information. So I went along to see the lady, and again it was a real eye-opener. I said to the lady directly, "Is there any alternative to blood?" And she said, "No. There is no alternative to blood. Blood is an amazing thing." And that really struck home to me that, yeah, blood is an amazing thing. There is nothing to replicate it that we have available to us. So I spent a lot of time talking about it with my husband. What was I going to do? The thought of refusing a blood transfusion is hardwired into our Jehovah's Witness brain, so I was in a bit of a conundrum what to do. So what I decided to do was I still filled out my blood refusal form, I still filled out my hospital consent form, but what I also did was I wrote a letter of wishes which stated my wishes that in the event of there being a life or death situation, that I would leave the decision about my best choice of healthcare to the hospital staff. All options are available, and that just made me happy that the choice was out of my hands, because fundamentally the problem I had with our beliefs was that we'd been brought up to believe that if you were to die, then you would be rewarded by God by having a resurrection at some time in the future, back to paradise earth. But the fundamental problem for me is that if I die, I'm going to miss out on my children growing up. In all event, my husband's probably going to remarry. In fact, I've told him I love him very much. He's a wonderful husband. He should be a wonderful husband for somebody else. So if I'm brought back in the paradise, I've now got to spend eternity watching my husband with his new wife and my grown-up children who don't know who I am. That doesn't sound like much fun. And so I was prepared to take the risk that if I get destroyed by God at Armageddon for being forced to have a blood transfusion, at least I've had the privilege to see my children grow up and spend time with my husband, and it was a risk worth taking. So that was my personal decision and my personal take on blood transfusions. Wasn't an easy decision to make, but I went into childbirth with a much more settled mind as to what was going to happen, and I had a beautiful baby boy, and in fact I went on to have another beautiful baby boy. We're a very happy little family. Thank you for listening. Take care. See you later. Bye.